3 billion returned in those days.
Bloodshed.
Yahweh says, you don't want to obey me, you don't want to divide the land. They're your best friends. That's the problem with we as Jews. Can we talk? Can we talk? That's the problem with us Jews. We are stupid. You know what stupid means? Los stupidos. We don't know who our friends are because we don't have a lot of friends. And the Ephraimites who want to be our friends, we throw them out. We call them conservative Christians. We call them the far right. In the meantime, they're the ones who are buying weapons for Israel. And they're the ones who are supporting Israel. And they're the ones who are helping terror victims in Israel and visiting the afflicted in Israel who are the victims of terror.
Come on.
We call them fanatics. There's a guy right here in South Florida. He did our marriage. He was a rabbi. I'm not going to tell you who he is because y'all going to leave me. Now he has a congregation on Hallandale Beach Boulevard. He did our marriage. He made Aliyah with his children and his children. And not only that, they had more children in the land.
So right.
So you would think the governments, and they kept Torah, and they love Shabbos, and they love the Jewish people. So you would think the government would go, whew. Well, they're living on that land, and they're having children in the land, and they're naming their babies Israel and Gebalia and Shemalia and Hebrew names, and they're living a kosher lifestyle, and they're sending their kid to fight in the Israeli army. You would think that we would treat them as our friends, as our chaverim. What do? After 7 years of fighting the government and getting sick and tired of playing visa games and gymnastics with paperwork, they had to leave the country because they weren't welcome, because they weren't Jewish.
Ridiculous.
No problem. Now he's living on those lands where you send out the Ephraimites back into the exile because they didn't have the right paperwork. Who's living now? Well, right here. This is who's living now. Because if you don't divide the land, they will. Is anyone understanding me?
Right.
If we don't divide the land, and we're waiting, 2 fatal errors. 1, waiting for Mashiach to divide the land. B, for committing the sin of omission, which is equal to the sin of commission. Omission means we're not dividing the land, and the sons of Edom will gladly take our place. Look at this. They have consulted, verse 5. Tehillim 83:5. They have consulted and conspired together with one lave. They are a confederate against you, Israel. They are in league. What does confederate mean? In league. They are in league with the devil. And they have their goad, their Elohim, the bull, the crescent moon bull Apis on Mount Moriah.
Abomination.
And the Hebrew calendar of exile is not marked by crescent moons. It is marked by the molad, or the birth of the new moon, when the sun and the moon are lined up in conjunction. That's the birth of the month. You can't see it. Just like you couldn't see your birth in your mother's womb. And just like you can't see when your brother and sister is born in their mother's womb. No one sees their birth. Neither do you see the first day of the new month. By the time you see the crescent bull Apis, which is the god of the Muslims, is already 1 or 2 days into the month. And if there's a rain shower or it's cloudy, it's 3 days. Right? We've gotten rid of that in our lives. No more crescent moon watching. If we see it, we see it. If we don't see it, we don't see it.
Hallelujah.
We don't make Allah out of it. Baruch Hashem Yahweh.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh.
The tents of Edom and the tents of Ishmael, the tents of Moab, the tents of Hagar, Gival, Ammon, Amalek. Yahweh said, and I believe it's what? Shemot. Very good. What chapter? Right. 17. I will wage war with Amalek from generation to generation. Yahweh is at war with Amalek, Ishmael, and the sons of Edom from generation to generation because they don't want their land and they want to divide our land. And Jewish Israel, instead of letting Ephraim return home, is busy allowing the Confederacy to divide the land.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Does Yahweh love the Ishmaelites?
Yes.
Of course he does.
Did he bless them?
To a degree. Compared to Yaakov, he hates them.
Yeah.
What does it say in Malachi 1:6? Yaakov have I loved, Esau have I hated. It doesn't mean he hates Esau. It means comparatively speaking. What did Yeshua say in Lucas chapter 11? If you don't hate your mother, father, brother, and sister, you're not worthy of me. He didn't mean hate. He said in comparison. Kal vachomer. Comparison, your love to me is going to be far greater. He didn't say hate in terms of relativity. Turn to your neighbor and say relativity. Let's try it again. Relativity. So watch this. Look what their motto is. They're a confederacy. Look what their motto is. Verse 12. Let us take the houses of Elohim. You missed that. How many houses? Both houses.
I only found the 2 houses here.
Let us take the houses of Israel. Look at verse 12. Here's their motto. In our possession. O Elohim, make them like a wheel, as fire burns a forest. Persecute them with your whirlwind, let them be ashamed, that men may know, verse 18, that your name alone is Yahweh. Hallelujah. Yahweh says, that's a nice prayer, David, but I'm not doing this. That's a nice prayer. You divide the land. You allocate the land. You don't mistreat your brother. You don't refer to him as a stranger. You don't treat him like a foreigner. He's having children in your midst. Let them be Israel like you're Israel, because they have sojourned with you. They are not aliens. They are not foreigners. Go to Ephesians chapter 2. Ephesians chapter 2. Ephesians chapter 2. Ephesians chapter 2. And let's pick it up in verse number 17. 12:45. Yahshua came and proclaimed shalom to you, Ephraim, Israel, non-Jewish believers, Baptists, Methodists, all you who were still blind to their heritage. He came and preached shalom to you who were far off, and to them who were near, that's Judah. For through him we both, there's the 2 houses, for through him we both have access by one Ruach to Abba, so that now in the spirit and in the physical, 19, you are no more Gerim, you are no more foreigners, but fellow citizens with the Kiddushim, forming the household of Yahweh, Beit Yisrael.
Hallelujah.
Is that a mighty translation or what?
I'll tell you what, the hair standing up on the back of my neck.
But fellow citizens with the Kiddushim.
Come on!
Whoa!
Hallelujah!
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Fellow citizens!
Anointing. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Forming the household of Yahweh, Beit Yisrael.
Come on!
Wait a second. What is true in Hebraic thought, what is true in the Ruach is also true in the physical. If we're no longer strangers and aliens and Gerim in the spirit Beit Yisrael, then when it comes to the Atid Lavo and the physical Beit Yisrael, how can anyone who's born again and grafted into the olive tree be considered a foreigner, an alien, or a stranger? We are equal citizens, because what is true in the physical is a manifestation of the spiritual.
Come on! And it already is there. Come on!
The physical is a manifestation of the spiritual.
Yeah!
Baruch Hashem Yahweh.
Amen.
So Yahweh says, I will bring you back. I will open your heart. I will reveal your identity. I will change your thinking. I'll give you a love for Torah. I'll give you a love for your brother Judah. I will do all these things. Can you do one thing for me? When you get home, choose your tribe. Me? Me? I get to choose my tribe? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard this before.
You get to choose your tribe. Because where the Spirit of Yahweh is, there is freedom, and Yahweh is that Spirit. Where the Spirit of Yahweh is there, for it is written in Ezekiel 48, in that day, in that city, with 12 gates, named after the 12 tribes of Israel, there, then, there will be Yahweh Shammah. Yahweh Shammah. Yahweh Shammah. Yahweh Shammah. Yahweh Shammah. Forgot about Yahweh. Yahweh Shammah.
Hallelujah.
So Yahweh says, I'll tell you what, Yisrael, I'll do it all. I'll do it all. When you get there, please don't make the mistake of the exile. Don't treat these Ephraimites as strangers, foreigners, sojourners. They're having their babies in the same hospitals that you guys are having your babies in. They're in the same medical clinics as you guys are in Biachan. Because if you don't receive them, Edom, Ishmael, and Midian are waiting to take their place.
Come on.
I serve a word to the government officials of Israel. Either you will open up the doors for Ephraim, or Yahweh will remove you from your own source of power.
That's right.
It won't be Norman Willis you're going to have to worry about.
No.
It's not going to be Moshe Konachowski you're going to have to worry about.
It's Yahweh.
It's not going to be Michael Rood you're going to have to contend
Yahweh
with.
Shema.
Yahweh of hosts will destroy the structure of your Labor Party and your Likud
Yeah. Yeah.
unless you humble yourself under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that He may exalt you in due season.
That's right. That's right. Come on.
If Israel opened the doors to Ephraimite immigration today, there is no doubt that hundreds and thousands of our people would return. There's no doubt.
Yeah. It's right.
Instead, they're playing games. There's an Ephraimite rabbi who's now in Hallandale,
Yeah.
who married us. Please don't go there, I need you. Our numbers are dwindling. We have dwindling numbers. Hey, this guy put his kids in the army. This guy gave his kids Jewish Hebraic names. This guy was multiplying in the land. And they said, no, these incubators, these nurseries, this labor pool, these jobs are not for you. They're for the Arab citizens of Israel.
Yeah.
You inherited the wind,
Ishmael.
and you will reap the whirlwind.
That's right. It's what it says. It's what it says.
The whole book of Galutia is a rebuke on how we treat our returning Ephraimite brothers. The whole book. You say you keep the Torah? You say you're circumcised? You say that? Wonderful. Why are you mistreating these citizens who are looking for equal? You're telling them they can't belong to Yahweh until they're circumcised. Let them learn Shabbos. Let them learn Torah. Let them learn how to stay away from pig, how to stay away from idolatry, and have table fellowship, and then circumcise them. You're keeping them out when Yahweh sent His Son to bring them in. If you are circumcised in that manner, thinking that it is in place of salvation, you've fallen from grace, and you don't know Yeshua, and you never knew Yeshua. So don't tell me you're coming from Jerusalem with the truth when you are keeping Ephraim out, and they are your brother. You are not keeping the Torah. You're parading circumcision lest you should suffer persecution for the execution stake of the Mashiach. Are we on? So if Israel does not want to make room for returning Ephraim, there is a league and a confederacy with a motto, and that league and confederacy is clearly outlined in Tehillim 83, and their motto is, we want the houses of Elohim in the land for ourselves. Where's my parking space?
Yeah. Yeah. They're patient. One. Yeah.
And what is their goal? Tehillim 81:5. What is 83:5? What is their goal?
Push Israel.
That the name of Israel be remembered no more. Yahweh says, settle the land, work the land, inherit the land, have children on the land, multiply on the land. I'll be there to make sure that no one takes more than they should, and no one gets less than they should, because Yahweh Shema. You know, I mean, he'll be there just in case. Just in case we pull an Exodus 16. Or we start putting manna in our tents, you know, on Shabbos, thinking that we need extra. I mean, on Friday, pardon me. And what happens when we put extra in our tent on Yom Hamishi?
It rots.
We got worms. So Sunday morning we woke up for brunch, and instead of having manna, we had what?
Worms.
We had worms. And even if worms are kosher, they sure don't taste good.
They smell.
If they're kosher. I don't even know about that. We must understand the glorious plan of Yahshua. He does it all because Yeshua said, without me you can do nothing. But when you're settled in the Atid Lavo, when you're comfortable in the millennium, when the age has finally come, when the Olam Haba has finally dawned, then you'll have the freedom, because you are the children of light and the children of the Ruach and the children of the resurrection. You'll do right by each other. Why? Because as many as are led by the Ruach of Yahweh, they are the sons of Yahweh. Romans 8:12. As many as are what? Led by the Ruach of Yahweh, they are the sons of Yahweh.
Oh, come on.
So Yahweh expects us to be equitable and fair in our land allotment and the allocation of the land.
That's right. That's right.
How many Gentiles are there going to be in the kingdom?
Not me. Not
So who are those foreigners? Who are those aliens? Who are those sojourners that are referred to in clear Yechezkel 48 millennial Atid Lavo passages? Who are those people? They're Ephraim. Who else can they be? There's no such thing as a sojourner or an alien in the kingdom. There's no such thing.
Right.
If there are aliens, then that means that Yeshua himself is an alien. If Yeshua is not an alien, how can any of his children be aliens?
Right. Come on.
That's right.
Ephesians 2:17 says you are no longer aliens now. If we're not aliens now, how could there be any aliens then?
There won't be.
There are not any believing aliens now.
That's right.
Now there may be some space cadets in the kingdom. That's possible.
You know what a space is. So you know what
I know
a
it's raising his hand. He's going, me.
space cadet.
Either he's pulling my leg or he needs attention. But anyway, I mean, hey, think about it. If there's no aliens now and Mashiach is not even on the earth, there's not going to be any aliens then.
Yeah.
And they're not Jews, because Jews are not aliens, they're Yehudites.
Yeah.
So who are these people?
The other.
They're the other ones that get to choose. So actually being Jewish has its disadvantages, doesn't it?
Yes.
We go back to the land of and the area of
A whole bunch.
Yehuda.
Yeah.
You guys get to choose where you want to live. You like it a Jew, you live with us.
Yeah.
You don't like it, you like Reuben or Dan or somebody else, you go live with it. You got more freedom than we do.
Yeah. You can go to the mountains, we can go to the ocean,
Baruch Hashem Yahweh.
go to the desert.
This is the roadmap to peace. Hello?
Go to the farm.
Listen to me. Listen to me and stop laughing at yourselves.
Oh, hallelujah.
Now, what was I going to say?
Oh, Dave.
Roadmap to confusion. Let's try this again. The world says when the Edomites, the Moabites, the Uranites, and the Pishkites divide the land, it's a roadmap to peace.
That's what they say.
It's a roadmap, might we hear that? From the echelons of hierarchy, political hierarchy. It's a roadmap to peace. How? by letting the sons of Ishmael and Edom and Moab divide the land and apply their confederacy and put into application their goal, which is to blot out the name of Israel.
Yeah.
That's the roadmap to peace. Yahweh says there's a different roadmap. You think this one will go over on CNN?
No.
Israel, you divide the land. What? That's the roadmap to peace. Isn't that the antithesis of what the world tells us?
Yeah.
You know, the Jews, they're taking the Palestinian land and they're dividing it. Wicked Jews, they're hungry, money hungry. Taking the poor Arab land.
Yeah. Said make no covenant with.
Yahweh says, you fool. That's the roadmap to peace. Exactly the opposite of what the world says.
Yeah.
The true roadmap to peace is to take away the land from the sons of Edom and divide it more among our people. The world goes, ah!
Yeah.
No. The roadmap to peace is to give the Palestinians a state.
Give the Palestinians.
Yahweh said, that's peace?
In our mouth.
Not my kind of peace, not everlasting shalom. I am the Sar Shalom, the Prince of Peace, that wants to bring in everlasting peace. He goes, here's the secret of the ages. Smoke this one, Israel. Put this in your Nazarene pipes. You ready? The way to peace is division.
Divide the land.
The way to peace is through division. The more we divide the land now, the more peace we'll have. Because the substitute of failing to divide the land is inviting the Midianites to settle on the land. And the Philistines to settle on the land. There is no alternative. The land will be allocated.
Yeah.
Listen to me carefully. There is no alternative. If you're sleeping, just go back to sleep. I'm not talking to you anyway. The allocation of the land is ordained by Yahweh. The question is Yahweh going to allocate the land through his people, or are the sons of Ishmael going to allocate the land? The land's going to be divided. So the world goes, no. The roadmap to peace is sharing the land. Yahweh says, no. The roadmap to peace is dividing the land amongst yourselves before the mamas and the papas show up. Mama Ishmael and Papa Edom. Mama Hagar. Como Cuban Hagar. Smoke. Do you understand this? So let's get our theology right. Let's understand, let's get out of the rapture theology. The rapture theology is Yeshua comes, Yeshua does it, Yeshua takes us, Yeshua establishes us, Yeshua chooses the land, Yeshua. Right, so far so good. But in the Atid Lavo, we will, how many times do we have to read the same thing?
Yeah. It's right there.
You divide the land. Among who? Aliens, sojourners, foreigners, anybody who wants to live with you, have children with you, share your hospitals, share your clinics, share your incubators. If they don't want to kill your children, but they want to build you up and edify you and exhort you and build the state of Israel, they are the seed of Israel. Welcome them home. Divide